Hey friends, I hope this video finds you well. This is going to be a quick video on one of my longtime edged companions, the SE3. The SE3 is the flagship knife of Randall's Adventure Training and Equipment Group, or at least the design that put them on the map of the world of survival and bushcraft blades. It is renowned for its lightweight, thin profile, and like most of Esee's product line, rugged, durable construction. Over the years, the SE3 has been produced in a number of different blade steels and colors, with a bunch of sheath and handle scale options, but we'll be looking at what is essentially the standard base model, because it's what I have. The 3 is made of 1095 high carbon steel and has a blade length of 3.88 inches and a cutting edge length of 3.38 inches. It is 8.31 inches long, and the blade is 0.125 inches wide at its thickest point. It weighs in at 5.2 ounces and has micarta handle scales attached to the blade with hex screws. The blade has a textured powder coat and is etched with the Esee logo, model name, as well as the name of the manufacturing company. The blade shape is a flat ground, drop point design, which lends itself well to a variety of tasks. For my use around the property and out in the woods, I find the design to work well for most types of utility work I subject it to, including cutting cordage, breaking down cardboard, breaking down smaller pieces of wood for the stove or fireplace, getting into stubborn packaging, and countless other uses around the house and yard. In the woods, I found it to be a very usable bushcraft blade. I'm not going to tell you it's the best woods knife ever, but if I had the option of having just one general purpose fixed blade knife, I would pick this one. It can handle most wood processing tasks, though I try and be realistic about what pieces of wood I actually baton, but it can make short work of reasonably sized pieces. Feather sticks, shelter building, food prep, game cleaning, there's really nothing it can't do, and if it came down to it, I would think it would make a halfway decent defensive blade, or at least more so than other survival knives in this range. I sure wouldn't want to get stuck or cut with one. I would describe it as a jack of all trades, master of none. Short of a large chopper type roll, the SE3 will pretty much do anything you would need a fixed blade knife to do in the backcountry or around town. In my opinion, its size and weight make it a realistic choice for everyday carry, especially with the right sheath. I personally don't carry a fixed blade knife as an EDC, but again, as a knife that can fill a lot of different roles, its thin profile has a huge advantage over other similarly sized knives in this category. The coating is starting to take a beating over the 3 or 4 years I've had this knife. No big deal there, I'm pretty good about keeping my sharp stuff oiled and well maintained. I've had lots of knives with 1095 carbon steel, and if you maintain the blade and keep it stropped, you generally don't have to do a lot of sharpening. I've had this on the sharp maker maybe once a year since I've had it, and no issues there. 1095 is fairly easy to work if you take a chip out of the edge or anything else like that. There's a reason it's such a popular steel. It just plain works. The ergonomics are nothing to write home about. It's fairly flat and thin around the handle, which is an advantage and a disadvantage. It has some jimping up top and a finger choil in front of the handle if you want to choke up for more detailed work. I also find it useful to have more control when sharpening. The ergos don't bother me enough to change it, but if you really wanted to have a knife that fit your hand just right and wanted to be able to use for long periods with no hot spots or pressure points, there's a pretty robust aftermarket in terms of grip options, and I'm pretty sure that Esee has updated this model with a different handle profile because of user complaints. For me in my use case, it's totally acceptable. I've been using the stock molded plastic sheath with a metal clip for as long as I've had this knife, and for toting it around outside and for my uses it works just fine. Could you get a better sheath? Sure, but there's probably other things that I could spend my money on that would make more sense. Retention is still good after all these years, and it carries quite nicely. I like having the easy on-off of the metal clip, and also feel like it's not going to go anywhere on my belt, which is important if you're out bushwhacking on the back 40. One of my favorite things about Esee knives is that they guarantee all of their blades, no questions asked. That's pretty incredible if you ask me, and shows they really stand behind their product. All in all, if you're an outdoorsman, bushcrafter, or homesteader looking for a durable, all-around fixed blade knife with a trim profile, you really cannot go wrong with the SE3. It's my "you can only keep one knife" solution, and it would take a pretty amazing blade to make me change my mind. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there.